Yeah.
Hello, good morning. This is a podcast of Victor Siqueiros, Raúl Vargas, and myself, Christian Iverri. In the last podcast, we talk about our favorite video games and we rate them on a scale from S to, to letter D. In this podcast, we came up with a different idea. This idea came from the fact that me, myself, Christian, I'm about to buy a console. So I'm thinking out if I will buy a PlayStation or an Xbox. During this conversation with my classmates, we decided that we would make our next podcast uh, to help me decide which console I will buy. We're gonna review the pros and cons of each console, as well as our personal opinion. Um, and we're gonna make a comparison in general of both consoles. So we are going to start, and you start with a first argument, Victor, please.
Okay, so there's always been a discussion about which one is better, if Xbox or PlayStation, because both of them are great consoles in which one can play many different games, but at the same time, both are very different because both have their own, you would say, unique way to play to sell games to people like us. And well, to be honest, I have played both on PlayStation and Xbox, and there's some games on both factions that I like. Also, the way that they work by their online services. Like for example, PlayStation has PlayStation Plus, and Xbox has the Game Pass. But right now, let's see the first pros and cons of PlayStation. Well, the advantages of PlayStation that I have seen are exclusive games, which means that it has a more uh, games that are owned by the PlayStation. For example, The Last of Us, God of War, Spider-Man, and Uncharted. Which normally these games are often critically acclaimed and highly popular. Okay, the next one advantage is performance, in which the PlayStation 5, for example, the most recent, offers a more powerful hardware with the features that like ray tracing, fast SSD, and support for high frame rates, providing a superior gaming experience, meaning that one doesn't have to lag a lot, you could say. Well, not lag, but to have problems with the graphics. It has virtual reality, better than Xbox, if I could say. I haven't tried virtual reality, but I have seen some which it's accessible at any entry point with a solid library of VR titles because there are many games that are VR these days. It's it's backward compatibility, which has a which makes that the PlayStation 5 can also support games from the PlayStation 4, and this helps to players enjoy older games that they had in their previous console. The user-friendly interface, which is often praised by for being intuitive and easy to navigate, enhancing the overall user experience. I have never been in problems when I start looking for something on my on my PlayStation 5 for games. And the community and online services. The As I said, the PlayStation Network offers a robust online service, including well the PlayStation Plus, which provides free monthly games, discounts, and online multiplayer capabilities. And and also has the you could say uh, the media capabilities is that it can also reproduce Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Blu-ray, YouTube, a lot of those that we normally use these days to watch series, videos, or etc. The only disadvantages or as I place here, is the price of both the console and the games, because sometimes some PlayStation games, accessories, or even the online subscription is quite expensive. It has a limited backward compatibility, meaning that the PlayStation 5 can only use PlayStation 4 games if they are physic, but it doesn't support from the PlayStation 1 to 3 unless you have the PlayStation Plus and you can stream them. Exclusive games availability, I mean, it has the advantage of that and the reliance of exclusive games, but some other games that one wants to play are not available on PlayStation. For example, like Christian says that he likes a lot Gears of War. He has told us, right, Christian?
Yes.
Yes. It's online service cost, which to access online multiplayer you have to pay the PlayStation Plus subscription, which it includes the online, because without the PlayStation Plus, one can't play many games online. The size and design, it's you could say that the PlayStation 5 is been criticized because it's a bit too large. That's why me and my brother bought the digital version, so it doesn't have the big chunk of where the discs go. And the VR investment means that many exclusive games of VR cost the equipment to use them very much, like the headsets or the controllers. And that's why I haven't been that fond of trying to buy for VR. So, Christian, Raul, what do you think about these advantages and disadvantages of PlayStation?
Well, I think that for advantages, I really think that for exclusive games, I think PlayStation will get the most out of the verses. I think that Gears of War and also I mean God of War. Sorry,
God of War, yes.
the confusion. I think that those are really great games to play, and also for I don't know, and also the other way around. Xbox, you can do the Gears of War, and also there are some mythic games that we just play in our childhood. For the most part, I think that every console, well, in this case, advantage to disadvantage scenarios, part of the part of the commercial part of the commercial environment is to compete among between those. And for me, being sure, I think that the best option is just pay some money, have one of them. If you like, I don't know, Gears of War, and the puzzles, if you like God of War, I think that will be the two. But money is what rules this.
Hmm. Okay. And you, Christian?
Well, I actually think the other way around. I think that PlayStation might have better features, and maybe even better quality image, but I think that Xbox has better exclusive games because of the fact of Gears of War, Halo. Um, well, basically those two are enough for me to think that the Xbox is better in that case, referring into exclusive games. But as you said, PlayStation's platform or homepage is very easy to use. It doesn't fail. So I believe that maybe in the um, in the fact or in the ambit or um, of quality of practicity and everything, maybe PlayStation might be better. Even though Xbox dashboard is it's quite friendly too, but in exclusive games, I believe that it's the other way around. Actually, the only game from PlayStation that I love is like exclusive game from PlayStation that I love uh, that I would regret not
Okay.
playing if I bought the Xbox would be the God of War. Out of the God of War, I don't believe there's like a game of the PlayStation that I say, oh, Uh, I will regret a lot not playing this game.
Hmm. I see. Well, those are your both opinions, and to be honest, yeah, I have been a fan also of games from the Xbox, but the PlayStation offers me a lot of variety of both new and old games, and even has the thing is that it gives you free games every month. And to be honest, most of those games have been quite good. For example, Destiny 2 has been a game that is free to play. You could say that you don't need the PlayStation Plus para to play Destiny 2. But with the subscription that me and my brother bought, we have now both DLCs of the Witch Queen, and you could say also the one where you have cryo powers.
Mhm.
And yes, stasis. I remember it's stasis beyond light. Yes. With those DLCs, we have a little bit more of story that we can play on Destiny, as well as to we have bought with with really good prices other games, like for example $5 Titanfall 2, or you could say it also $5. Another game that I like is Phoenix Point. And there's been talk about that they're adding new games to PlayStation, which are normally on the PC. Like for example, well, the first game that was that me and my brother bought that was new and we paid the full price was Helldivers, which was a $40 game, and me and my brother bought it with all we had of money. But it has been a great game, and we have made many friends in that game.
I feel you. Well, something that I need to add about it. I think that probably also neither one or neither Xbox or PlayStation are just ever. I think that at the end of the day, what you just want to do is to have fun with your friends or yourself alone. I think that they'll more fall into personal preference than not only to each one from another is better or not. So I think at the end of the day, just to have fun with your friends or whatever.
Mm, okay, so now we should jump to talking about Xbox. Both these
All right.
advantages and disadvantages. Again, I'll be the one to explain these advantages and disadvantages because I've been the one that has played in both uh, games and both consoles. Okay, so the first advantage of Xbox is the Game Pass subscription, which, as we all know, it's quite good in some ways because it offers a vast library of games for a monthly fee, including new releases from Microsoft first party studios on the day of the release. Like, for example, the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6, or what other game is there that the first day it comes out is going to be on the library of Xbox. And those are quite the advantages because PlayStation doesn't have that. It's not that it's not that free will to give new games when the day they release, not even the demo. So also that the Xbox has backward compatibility better than PlayStation because the backward compatibility it's extensive in the way that it allows players to enjoy previous generation games from the Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox One on the newer consoles that are like the Series X or the S. The performance, as Christian said, the performance is good also because it has also a powerful hardware and ray tracing with high frame rates and a fast loading times to but and sometimes hasn't been that fast for me when I try to play online on Halo, but it's been good. the the online services, it's normally, in this case, it's Xbox Live, not like PlayStation Network, but the Xbox Live provides a robust online multiplayer experience with with sometimes a stable and reliable network, alongside with the feature that it can also have a cloud save and cross-platform plays. And that's the fourth advantage. It has cross-platform, in which many Xbox games support this this cross-platform, and you can play both on your PC and other consoles, allowing a player to connect with friends across different gaming systems. So it's not now it's not that you could say you could, how could I say it, so difficult to play with others on Xbox and the Xbox Live, because you can connect with a good PC or a good Xbox and play together. Not like example PlayStation, which is like yes and yes to have a PlayStation if you want to play with friends. But but it seems that they've been a bit more open to the idea of cross playing, because they have also have cross playing with Steam players. And the next one is that it has an all access financing, which means that it has a financing option that includes the console and a Game Pass Ultimate subscription for a monthly fee, making it easier to budget for the latest hardware and games. So it's more, you could say, cheap, both the console and the fee. That's an advantage that Christian would like. No, Christian, that it's cheap and easy to buy games.
Yes, actually, that's one of the points that I have on Xbox. Like, I don't really want to waste so much money on a console. I'm already 27-year old, so the Game Pass works a lot for me because in this moment, well, the money that I have other priorities. So having a Game Pass in which I pay 150 pesos or 200 pesos for a month, I don't know how much it is, and have a lot of games, well, that absolutely is super good for me because that's like if you make the sum, it's like almost 2,000 pesos a year. One game and a half is what you could buy with that, and you're having all the games and really good games. Um, not as PlayStation that its function that it's like this does not offer so good games. It offers like more
Es eso.
basic
Crappy
games,
stuff.
more simple
Me muteé.
games. Yes,
Que si
and
quieres
Xbox, well,
unirte
you
un
can play
poquito, todo para hablar.
top
Y así
sellers.
podemos hacer el de que es doble, así como yo, que yo hacer doble. De que,
What?
oh, sorry, didn't.
Mute. Okay.
I was mute,
Yes.
sorry.
So that's the main difference. I mean, I could buy PlayStation and play and buy like the Game Pass of PlayStation. I don't know the name of that. What's the name?
The Game Pass PlayStation Plus.
The PlayStation Plus. Yes, but it wouldn't have the uh, as as good as the games that the Xbox offers in its function. So this is like pretty much one of the most significant things that I'm um, taking in
In
count
consideration, yes.
before deciding. Yes, because I don't want to buy the PlayStation and have to be buying a game every month, every
No.
15.
The PlayStation normally is that you have to pay like the full year. You have three options to pay, like the basic one that gives you online, gives you the library, but not that big of a library. Then you have the second way that it includes library. It has other games that are for PlayStation Plus users, and it also has some discounts. It also gives you that. And the last one is the last payment that gives you the whole, you could say, set, because it also gives you the ability to stream other games from the past and
Yeah.
to have some exclusive, you could say, offers in other games. Like for example, there's some games that if you have the PlayStation Plus, you get like a gift.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's still not as good as the Game Pass.
Okay.
Anyways, well, I,
Okay.
I like and I love PlayStation. Actually, my first console was a PlayStation, the first PlayStation when it just came out. But um, this thing of the Game Pass, it's really incredible. It's really a very very good point, a very very good advantage that has the Xbox over the PlayStation. So yes, it's interesting what you're telling me about the three ways that you can have games and play online, but I think it's still not as good as the Game Pass.
Well, so the next advantage for Xbox is that it has a ecosystem integration, which means that the console can integrate Windows 10 or 11, making it easy to share content by cross-platform games and use services like Xbox Cloud Gaming, so you can save your games if you were to uninstall the game. And then we have the design and size, in which this case the Xbox Series S is compact and affordable, making it a great entry point for next gen gaming without taking up much space in your bedroom. Because for us, in this case, even the PlayStation Digital that we placed it on the wall so it doesn't have space on the floor or on a on a stool. So for you, Christian, that you may or may not have so much space in your own room or in your living room, you can have Xbox anywhere.
Well, I don't think that's so important for me.
Mm.
I mean, it's not like I have the biggest room in the world. It's a standard room, standard size room, but I don't think that matters to me. That's not an important factor. If it is 10 or 12 or 15 inches big, the console. So that's not really important for me. The size of the console does not matter for me.
Okay.
Yes, I gotta be specific because I know you guys.
Just kidding. Yeah, size doesn't matter. Okay. So disadvantages of the Xbox is that it has its exclusive games is its only disadvantage. It's a disadvantage because well, Xbox does have some strong exclusive titles, like for example Halo, Gears of War, or what Forza Horizon, games that PlayStation doesn't have, but will have with a time. That it doesn't only it's not that has it that variety of games that are exclusive to it because most games the also have are on PC. But however, Microsoft is adding this with acquisition of studios like Bethesda, so meaning that they may have a new Fallout. Just kidding. The next one is that the initial cost for the Xbox is high end. Like for high end models like the Xbox Series X, it can be expensive. Sorry, and while Xbox All Access mitigates this, it still represents a significant investment at first. Its online service costs, like for example, like PlayStation, the Xbox requires a subscription. In this case, Xbox Live or Xbox Live Gold or Game Pass Ultimate for online multiplayers by adding the to the overall cost of the ownership of the console. So it would be a bit more expensive. And the peripheral cost, which means that the um additional accessories such as an extra controller, headsets, or a storage expansion can be costly, especially the property storage expansion cards for the Xbox Series X. Because to be honest, Xbox is not that fan of having a lot of space on their consoles because a friend of mine borrowed me his Xbox to use on the weekends, but it has so little space, and it has just a few games. Like, how many games does he have right now? Like seven, six, maybe. And I only could, like, for example, me that I'm a Gears of War fan also, could only uninstall one of the Gears of Wars because he had too many games that require too much space. And in PlayStation we have like uh wait, let me 825 gigabytes. What? 825 gigabytes. No, how many games do we have, bro? Oh yes. Well, it has a lot of space also, and we have like 30, no, not 30, but you can say 20 games that we have downloaded. Uh,
Well, that's if you buy
hmm?
the
We have 24 games.
cheapest version that has only 512 gigabytes. I think if you buy the Series X with 1 terabyte, it wouldn't be a problem. It would be pretty much like having the PlayStation of 1 terabyte.
Okay. And the next disadvantage is that it's complex ecosystem that while integrating with the Microsoft ecosystem is an advantage, it could also be complex for users who are not familiar with Microsoft's various services and subscriptions. That it means it's not that easy for everyone to understand how to use Microsoft services and difference in the different ways that PlayStation that is much, you could say, a bit more easier to understand. And the supply issues is that the similar to any PlayStation model, the new Xbox Series X that have faced a lot of supply shortages, making them hard to obtain for many consumers. And that's why many have relied to like buy used ones. And also the user interface of the Xbox is that sometimes is less intuitive and can be cluttered compared to any PlayStation's more streamlined UI, the user interface, potentially linked to a steeper learning curve for new users. So it's a bit more not that easy to also understand the how you can move around the games because in PlayStation you just move to side to find games to download them to look on your browser, etc. While on Xbox you have to open the page, open where your all your games are, move around. You have to open the store again, and it's a lot more complex to find a game that you want on the Xbox and the PlayStation.
I think that the ways are completely relevant to this manner. You buy a console to play video games. You don't buy it to move around the menu.
Well, so this is the advantages, disadvantages of the Xbox. Raul and Christian, tell me your opinion about the Xbox now that you've heard these words.
Well, I think that for the Xbox One, I think that the Game Pass just makes a very good for the money that you pay on. And I think that for the Game Pass, it's also valuable for PC and also legend for cloud gaming. I think, well, in my case and my user case, I think that having a Game Pass for me, well, in my opinion, I think it will be best ready for my PC and the games that I could possibly play in it. And for making a decision of price for PlayStation, I think that this one's pretty the most economical reasoning for Xbox in this case.
You, Christian, what do you say about now the Xbox and the PlayStation compared to each other?
Well,
No.
you, Raul. Then I'll go. I'll go next.
I think that for a recap on the topic that we've seen so far, I think that, well, in my opinion, I guess that it will for the Xbox, for the Game Pass, and also for uh, the thing that you didn't telling about the UI, it's that completely irrelevant to the gaming experience or whatever. I think that's completely out of the equation. And then in matter of making a console, that's I don't know.
But what
I'm
if,
not even gonna be.
but what if you had to get out of the game quickly before your parents notice that you're gaming? It's much more difficult
Well, firstly, I
to get out of the game and play an Xbox than to do it on a PlayStation, because on the Xbox I only had to turn off the TV quickly and it was suspicious, while on the PlayStation I could put it on rest mode and still have my game, while the Xbox or I had to turn it off or get out of the game completely.
to see what happens. I never heard a fun story about this. And when I was like 12, 13 and a half, Xbox 360, and then me and my friend were playing GTA 5. And then we went into the bar, this bar, and we just curious to see what actually was the price at the end they were offering. And then my mom went, Panina, and then we were like, you, what the fuck? And they were like, what the hell are you doing? And we were like, I don't know. We just were
Mm.
finding around what the game was. You can assume what it was happening there.
Okay. You, Christian?
So first about the Xbox. Well, as I said before, it's actually very redundant because my arguments are pretty much the same as I said before. I believe that the Xbox is a good console because of Game Pass, because of the exclusive games. But you're right that it is not so practical as the PlayStation. You gotta it takes more time to search for games, to navigate in the dashboard, and etc. I believe that maybe the quality image is not as good as the PlayStation. It may be a little bit, not so much, but PlayStation image might be a little bit better, just a little bit. But I believe for the fact of the Halo, the Gears of War, and the fact that I can play all these Halos and all these Gears of War for only 150 pesos a month, I believe it's pretty much a good console. So overall, if I have to compare both, well, I believe exclusive games, I give the point to the Xbox. Quality image, PlayStation dashboard, PlayStation size, the Xbox, but I don't think that's significant for me. Like I said before, I don't really care how big the console is. Uh, it doesn't matter the two, three different uh, inches size or even
Hmm.
four. You can you can put it uh, well in many places. You can also put things on top of it. It's not recommended. But if you don't have enough space, well, there's always a way to make it fit. To make the console fit in your desk or wherever you have your electronics. So for me, that's not really important, but still, that's something that we talk about. So I gotta stand in one side. So I give Xbox this the point for this. The Game Pass and versus the PlayStation Plus. Well, Xbox owns PlayStation for a lot in this, in my opinion. Um, what else? Well, overall, uh, I'm still deciding, but I'm almost 80% on the side of Xbox. Like I said before, maybe if I was younger and I didn't have these responsibilities of an adult um, and projects and things to do in the future, I would maybe buy PlayStation because I wouldn't have to uh, how do you say, to spend so much money on it. Actually, if I was a child, my parents would be buying the games for me, so I wouldn't care. This time I'm grown up already, so I'm the one buying my stuff. So for that reason, well, like I said, I have so many projects and so many things that I want to do with my money. So I wouldn't like to be spending uh, 1,000 pesos a month or every 2 months in one game. Uh, so yes, I think I would incline, or I would uh, take the size of the Xbox for this reason. I'm not saying it is a better console. I'm just saying that it fits my necessities in this moment of my life. I'm not telling that the Xbox is better than the PlayStation, because the PlayStation has a lot of good stuff also that I like a lot. But for this moment in my life, or for what I'm aiming for my plans, and for everything that is happening in the now, well, I believe that the Xbox fits more my necessities. So I think I'm gonna go for the Xbox. Um, and well, that's my point.
Hmm. Okay.
And actually, all of this, Xbox went out of business, right?
What?
Xbox went out of business.
Xbox ran out of business.
Yes, I it's out, man. I don't really remember when or something that stating that Xbox is no longer in business. Something like that.
No, I would say that they still are in business in a way, but it's because I think it was Xbox that started to dismantle a lot of its own studios, which were making games, and many games are not like coming back from those studios because of
All
this,
right,
and that's why people say that it's well that,
went out of business. So right. Because I
but
guess it's how they run on TikTok and then they want like well one company for PlayStation to beat up.
mhm. So let's talk about now. How about the controls of the Xbox and PlayStation? To be honest, for me, PlayStation has a better control because it's more easier to hold and to use than the Xbox, because both joysticks are where you can use them with ease while the buttons are on top of them, so you can quickly press them with just one finger or both of them with with your thumb or your index finger to quickly push them, while the Xbox has both the joysticks in a different position, you could say. But well, that was before, but now they modify it so it's similar in a way to the PlayStation. I think they learn from their mistakes. And
Well,
oh,
can are you gonna say something?
no, 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 you go.
I'm glad that we make it to this point. It was something that I was totally forgetting about. I actually have the opposite posture. I believe that the Xbox controller is a lot more ergonomic, easier to hold. I think that the PlayStation controller is really small. I don't know. I don't. I don't. What's the word? I don't feel like I um coordinate so good with that controller to fit in that controller. I don't think my hands fit like good in that in PlayStation controller. I think that the how do you call the buttons which you used to shoot, the
The triggers.
the triggers. I don't think that the triggers from the PlayStation are so accessible as the Xbox. You in the Xbox, you, well, the hands for me it's perfectly good in the triggers. the two joysticks separated, one on the top, one on the bottom, I think makes it a lot better for coordinating and having the two joysticks in the middle. But well, that's a matter of perspective and of yes, of preference. Well, I also believe that the Xbox is better on the controller.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't got Xbox and PlayStation controller thing for a long time ago, so I cannot say anything about it.
So yeah, although the controller for the PlayStation is a bit more interactive, I would say, because for example, me that I play a lot of games where I have to shoot. When once the like for example the magazine is almost finishing, the trigger starts to like get a bit more hard to push because it's a way that the console and the game is telling you stop shooting, you're running out of bullets. And also the vibration once when you are pulling the trigger, it's like you're like for example if you're on a turret on a game on the PlayStation and you're holding the trigger, you can feel like if the vibration that it's pushing you the turret on your control, which is I find that interesting. And the Xbox, I didn't have that much of feeling when I was playing Halo. It was not that fun. That's what you could say.
Alright.
So how much time we have? We have 40 minutes, 41 minutes into the video. So how about we talk about some of the games that we both enjoy on both the Xbox and PlayStation? So for me, obviously on the Xbox, or is Gears or is Halo. Those two games, because the other games that I have played on the Xbox, not that much of a fan. Because in Halo we have the Master Chief Collection, we have the Halo 5, which I mostly play on Firefight because it's more funny to play for me and easier because I don't have to get my ass kicked all the time. And in Halo Reach, oof, if you gave me a sniper, I was getting kills quite quickly. And in Gears of War,
Yeah,
oh sorry.
I still remember Halo Reach. That was a such enjoyable game. Well, because my gamer time frame was until like I don't know for all everything on middle school. I was like really passionate about video games all the time. But then you have other priorities, and honestly, Halo Reach, GTA 5, Halo 4, which one another, and Borderlands. Those were my like top games.
Mm-hmm. And in PlayStation, mm,
I never had a PlayStation. Obviously, I had one, but it was. I still remember I burned my Xbox from playing a lot, and then I got a PlayStation 3. Because I really like.
mhm. Christian, do you have any comments on a game that you like on both consoles?
Yes, well, as I said before, for Xbox, I agree totally with you. I would be Gears of War and Halo. Um, for me, Gears of War is a lot better than Halo, but Halo is also a pretty decent and good Xbox game. And from PlayStation, like I said before, God of War. God of War would be the best game for me on the PlayStation.
Hmm. Yeah, God of War is good, but there's also other exclusive games, like for example, the Last of Us, which is quite good in story. I think in both games, you could say Halo and Xbox, they're games that are good storytellers, but have a really good multiplayer. And PlayStation have very good, like you say, single player games, which are rich story and fun mechanics. But the multiplayer on sometimes on PlayStation isn't that great. Like for example, when I was back in the day playing on my PS3 to playing Call of Duty Ghost, the online services wasn't that fun. It was not that good because there was a lot of hackers and all that stuff. In Xbox, I never found a hacker, to be honest.
Hey, Mac, what do you need? Hello?
What? I didn't hear you.
I was like, oh, I got a phone call, sorry.
Oh,
What were you talking you about?
that we were talking about the games that, for example, in PlayStation have good storytelling games. For example, The Last of Us, God of War, but those are mostly single players. While the
Mhm.
Xbox games have both uh, s- single player and multiplayer cooperation games. For example, Gears of War, which you could play with persons and both fight in Gears, Locust, or the Swarm. And what do you have that? What's your opinion on that?
On what production specifically? Can you please remind me because I am making some order for, you know.
Hmm. So how much time do we have? Oh, uh, 4 more minutes, and we have 15, well, almost an hour of the video. So what else can we talk about from the Xbox and PlayStation?
I don't know. Um,
Brother ideas.
um, how much was it left, Nick?
Hmm?
How much was it left?
How much time we have in the video?
No, left in. You mean? I was meaning for time remaining.
Oh, there are 47, 48 minutes of video taken. We could talk about anything else if you want to, or we could stop it here. Christian, what's your opinion?
All right. Why not coming to ideas for Crash Connector to the next podcast?
Oh,
Because that would be nice. That would be we really need ideas for that podcast.
to
I'm
say.
gonna be taking notes.
Oh, so would you like to include some ideas for the next podcast right now?
Yes, wait. Just right now, probably we just to make time. Yeah.
Okay, so what your ideas would
Well,
be for the next? Oh,
I was
the
thinking
next
probably
podcast
on
will
the
be the one with Hector.
yes, and it's
Well,
tomorrow.
I believe. Can I say it, or you wanna talk first?
Go ahead, what ahead first.
I believe that we should take a approach of teacher Hector and his know on physics. And I would like to, I don't know what you think, but I would like to take a topic like quantum physics or something like that to see.
Well, because let me tell you something, Christian, before I ask. Hey, the teacher told me that we needed to make cosmological focus, not copious of quantum physics, but the thing is that it has to be cosmological topic, you know, but also quantum physics will be
Quantum
really
physics
fitting,
is
so
actually cosmologic because there's a
yes, it is.
microcosm cosmos and a macrocosmos. So
Yes,
quantum physics is basically talking about the microcosmos. So
yes.
it's pretty much cosmologic.
And then what on earth?
hmm.
And Aria?
So Raul, what was your plan to say for the next podcast?
Well, for the Hector one, I mean,
Yes.
I was thinking of the M theory, and this theory tells about how one a brain is a thing is a part is a branch of the string theory that states that there are two-dimensional brains that are like within the reality, and there is another brain of five dimension that also is part of the reality. And then I wanted an actor. I when you first have classes with Hector, I understood that he wasn't a researcher for quantum theories and stuff like that. And then I just went a little bit into the Google Academics, and I found out that he worked on a addition to the string theory, but an anti-brain brain to the string theory, and then I probably will discuss that. And I don't know if you can you could have some research on that because that's really interesting because the brain of five dimensions and two dimensions is kind of interesting, you know.
Mm-hmm. Sounds
And by the
good.
way, a brain is kind of like a sheet, uh, like I don't know, someone or something like that.
Fine then. So should we stop the video right now?
And
Yes.
you, what idea do you want to add?
Mm, I would say that for the next video that we're going to make, depending on what we're going to make, for example, the one if we are to invite someone, we should talk about something that should be interesting for all of us that we may
Right?
not share in common. That's something new. I don't know. Have a we could have a like a brainstorm and decide which topic should we talk for the time when we have to invite someone else to our podcast.
Okay.
And you, Christian?
For a name.
No, Christian is busy. Okay,
All right.
so I'm going
So let's
to
gonna be here.
yeah just leave it here. But one last thing, you too download StarCraft 2 for the gameplay.
All right.
It's
All right.
yeah,
Working on it.
it's not that heavy in space, and it's really for low spec PCs, so anyone could download it and only just downgrade the graphics, and that's all. Because graphics is not that important in that game, but the gameplay it is.
All right.
So that would be all. Thank you for watching our podcast.